All right, we are back with episode 2. VGNS has a nice ring to it, I gotta say. Are you ready for some news? Are you guys ready for some news? Some top tier, epic, Giga Chad gamer news? I bet you are. So last week, I felt like there was not a lot to say, which is why I didn't put out an episode, but there was one thing that I missed that I thought was actually pretty interesting, and it was the whole NVIDIA GeForce leak. I didn't find out about this until after I already made my decision not to post, but basically a list got leaked of a bunch of potential upcoming games, and it's pretty wild actually. There's no way to know what's real and what's not, but Titanfall 3 was on there, and my god, let's just hope that that one's real. Ugh, for real, we need Titanfall 3. Let's start the show with something light and fun, all right? Halo Infinite. Wow, this game is no joke. I didn't play the original Halos the way some of you guys did, so when I heard about Infinite, I wasn't not interested, but I didn't particularly care that much. But I applied for the beta and I somehow luckily got in, and I genuinely could not put this game down. Fortunately, everybody is loving it and only has minor complaints, which I think is a good thing. It seems like the game is on a solid foundation, and I honestly can't wait to see more of it. Weekend 1 of the beta is ending, but Weekend 2 is fast approaching, so make sure to keep your eyeballs peeled to see all of the new Halo content. And that was a super lame sentence. Let's move on to story number 2. Bro, you gotta wake up. We're talking about Call of Duty Vanguard right now. It's super hype, dude. You got to wake up.
Sorry, bro. I didn't realize what we were talking about.
Obviously, Call of Duty Vanguard is hyped. The community is not toxic at all, and this game is gonna blow all of the other games out of the water. And while obviously what I just said is utter hogwash, there is a funny article I came across on IGN where they state fans on Reddit are calling this game's audio historically accurate. And I just gotta say that's hilarious. So anybody who has seen and heard gameplay or has played the beta themselves knows that the audio in this game is obviously dog shit. And wait a second, how can we know that the audio is bad if we can't hear the audio? Get it? Because the audio's so bad you can't hear it. Damn, I thought that joke would land better, honestly. Bad jokes aside, we all know that the beta ran its course and that fans are mostly lukewarm towards the game. This yearly cycle is burning out players so much on the franchise that people just don't really seem to care and are just mocking the game and having fun at its expense, which I think is the right attitude to have. Indie game developer Amazon has some big plans for the gaming side of Jeff Bezos' little startup venture. Christoph Hartmann, Christoph? Really? I know we're living in a simulation and everything, but can you just do better than naming this guy Christoph? Anyways, Christoph is getting a little big for his britches over here by stating he wants to create around 2 to 3 different franchises, all lasting around 10 years plus inside of the gaming market. And I'm over here on YouTube trying to make a channel pop off and one day maybe have a family, and this guy wants to flood the market with video games full of microtransactions and probably in-game currency called Bezos bucks. And you know what? He probably will do it. This article from MSN or Business Insider, I don't honestly know who the hell it's from, but I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna read it. This is a quote from Christoph himself. "My personal goal is to create 2 to 3 AAA live service games which capture millions of players and stay in the market for 10 plus years." The author continues to write, "That is a highly ambitious goal and one that few game makers manage to accomplish. There are only so many games like League of Legends or Overwatch." He has reason to be optimistic, as Amazon's latest game, New World, saw a very positive reception in the beta. But Amazon is still miles away from the kind of games that Hartmann is talking about, games like Destiny and Fortnite that not only attract millions of players, but also operate as ongoing live service worlds with evolving content. And those types of games are just rare in the video game industry. While I wouldn't consider these type of games necessarily to be rare, I would consider it to be rare that they are successful and monetized friendly in a way that is pro-consumer. But interestingly enough, Christoph has worked at Take-Two Interactive, so he actually may know a thing or two about building a franchise from nothing. Although 2 to 3 of this high caliber of a franchise is sure to be ambitious and sure to be challenging. And although Amazon's first game didn't do very well and had the reins pulled back on it, we can still rest assured that this company has the funds to invest into building something at this scale and could genuinely shape the industry for years to come. Just kind of freaks me out, you know? Amazon gaming, it just sounds wrong. All right, guys, keep your pants on. Story number 4 is underway. Nintendo Direct happened, and it actually kind of made me sad, you know? Growing up, Nintendo was my go-to system. I loved everything about it. It's actually what got me into gaming as a whole, and I know I'm not the only one alone there. But the more and more I see what Nintendo is putting out, the more I realize that these games are just not for me. That doesn't mean that there wasn't interesting content to see or get excited about, but I'm just not their target demo anymore. First things first, you can connect Bluetooth headphones to your Switch. It's not part of the Direct, but it's a recent firmware update. Go ahead and go do that for yourself. Secondly, a Mario movie, and I just gotta say, who gives a damn? Why would I just, if you like it and it makes you happy, good for you, but this is the last we're talking about it, okay? Metroid Dread. Now, this is a game that I am definitely interested, and for the most part, I'm not a 2D side-scroller guy, but I don't think this is gonna be easy to pass up. The graphics, the art direction, the big bosses, the mechanical robot cyberpunk, it just looks super awesome, and I'm definitely gonna have a good time with it. Metroid Dread comes out on October 8th, and I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by it. Another interesting piece of information has to do with the N64 and Sega, along with their online games library. Now, at first I was pretty interested in this, and also a little annoyed as I had purchased the Mario trilogy specifically for Mario 64, but then I learned that this was only for online play. So I'm a little concerned with latency here and maybe some other issues regarding graphics and just streaming quality in general. But in Nintendo's defense, I have played the NES and SNES online games, and they're not too bad, so we'll have to see how the latency affects these other titles, but for teeny tiny little baby Jesus' sake, let's just hope it is executed fairly and justly. Alright, so we got Splatoon 3, Monster Hunter Expansion, another Smash character announcement in October, some more Animal Crossing, who cares, who cares? Aha, yes! The news we are all most interested in, I think. Bayonetta 3. Finally, Nintendo showed us a gameplay trailer and gave us a release date window of 2022, which is not terribly far away. Hopefully it doesn't come out over the 2022 holiday, but I'm sure we will know more soon. The director of the game sat down to explain a new mechanic that can be seen in the trailer called the demonic kaiju ability. This allows the player to basically turn into a monster so that they can recreate the fun times we had in Rampage on 64 when we were all kids. Some of you weren't even born yet. What am I talking about? All jokes aside, director Yasuke Miyata gives fans a tease of what the kaiju ability really is, and the fact that he focuses on this particular mechanic must mean that the team is proud of it and is probably going to be a pretty cool thing, pretty cool feature inside the game, you know? Link for that article down below. Now, I haven't had a chance to play the other Bayonetta titles, but I gotta say this game looks like a weird departure from my normal gamer diet, and I'm definitely interested in what it has to offer. Nintendo also showed off some more stuff from Mario Party and talked about Castlevania. I don't know, just a bit underwhelming and not for me anymore, and that's okay. Links in the description if you want to know more about the Nintendo Direct, as this was just a very brief preview. While this next news isn't super exciting, I think it's a little interesting and may actually help some of you out there. Microsoft Edge has been added to Xbox consoles around the globe, and apparently now you can access some features that weren't able to be used before. One of those things being Stadia games on Xbox, using Discord chat, and even accessing Steam. Now, I know most people who have a PC and a mic won't really care about this, but I know and I have seen a few people who stream from their consoles casually try to talk to people through chat or through Discord on their phones, and this may be a good way to bridge that gap and worth experimenting with if you have a headset with an audio balance dial or just want to pop it up on screen. Like, I'm not sure what you would want to use it for, but it could actually help people out there. I have seen people who like to stream with their console, and if this can help you, I think you should know about it. All right then, on to the next one. This next story brings me no pleasure to talk about, and I was not expecting this to be the reaction people were going to have, but what the hell do I know? Diablo 2 Resurrected. Passionately loved? No. Passionately hated? Also no. Passionately lukewarm? Absolutely. I had heard tons of good things about this game. I have a friend who I don't want to dox on here, but if you're watching, you know who you are, buddy. Moshi, and he knows some people in the industry, and he has some friends that are hardcore Diablo 2 lovers, as he was himself, and word on the street was that this was going to be a great remaster and a great addition to the Diablo franchise for those who missed out on the old experience. And maybe for newcomers, it is a dream come true, but for those those who have been around the block, it seems like they are just not interested in it. The game that had previously captured their attention years ago was simply just a graphical boost with no real innovation other than that. Now, I have heard that there are going to be expansions for this title that will break away from tradition, which would allow purists to have what they want while allowing people yearning for something new to both be satiated. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And to no one's surprise, Metacritic is basically a nightmare, with journalists giving this game an 8 and fans giving it around a 4, meaning that the truth lies somewhere in the middle at a 6-ish, which makes sense given that most people just find it to be plain Jane. Our final story for the day has to do with Treyarch and Cold War Zombies regarding DLC 4. A few days ago, Twitter released a brand new feature that will allow for videos to not look like utter trash on their platform after people upload them. Treyarch retweeted Twitter's tweet, "My God, what a mouthful of modernized nonsense," and stated that this would be a good time to put this to the test. And you know what that means, probably a trailer for the new Zombies map coming in Season 6. In all likelihood, they'll probably just give us a teaser trailer for the trailer and then give us the main trailer closer to Season 6's launch. I really don't know why COD is so slow at teasing and releasing information. It seems like these developers had set up ad campaigns that were so much more interactive in the past, and now it just seems like they barely even care, or maybe they just don't have time to. I'm not sure. Either way, it's a disservice to the hard work that the devs do for the community when it gets overshadowed by the marketing department. Now, some bonus information out there for people who are craving more Zombies information, well, COD information as a whole, but the trophy list and a bunch of other stuff leaked regarding the Vanguard campaign, multiplayer, and Zombies. And I know this is a little bit old, but I kept forgetting about it because, we can't confirm anything. And I won't be going over it in this video, but there will be links for the whole Reddit post in the description. So if you want to see more, you can go down there to check it out. And I may make a video on it in the future. I'm not really sure at this point. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this week's video game news show video. Make sure to leave a dislike and unsubscribe because, well, I play by golf rules over here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully there will be more stuff to talk about this week for the next week's video, because these are a lot of fun to make and I enjoy them, and I hope you enjoy them too. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. It's been a pleasure. Peace out, everybody.